Many of us become adept enough to mask social deficiencies behind plastic smiles and fleeting eye contact, burdened by the cruel comments of those who see how we force it, see how we wear it uncomfortably. We come to queerness early on as strange creatures, quick enough to pick up on some of the social rules, but quietly and endlessly troubled by their arbitrary nature. I think in some aspect I must have always known that I was queer. It was really difficult growing up. It felt like everyone around me knew there was something different about me, but I was the only one who didn't know, and I was the last one to figure it out. I grew up around art. My older sister went to Emily Carr. One of my other older sisters has a creative writing degree, and my younger sister is a photographer. All of my walls in my apartment are covered in my mom's art. So I always knew at some point I was going to be some sort of artist. I didn't know how or when, but I just knew it was going to happen. I am on the autism spectrum, meaning that I have a lot of different sensory sensitivities. I have a really difficult time with certain social situations. I don't handle stress very well. I'm a very, technically what we would call someone who has low needs on the spectrum, meaning I don't have to have a support aid, but I do have to have things like accommodations in the workplace or when I go to university or to school. When I first started art in general as a kid, I was like drawing. My favorite things to do was to draw in a sketchbook with pencils. One of the things that ended up happening when I was at university was going on different types of medications to try and resolve some of the problems I was having at attending university. One of the caveats of taking different medications was it had side effects of making my hand shake. So a lot of the art that I had been interested in doing up until that point, I wasn't able to do as capably. And that's when I switched to drawing digitally. It was probably about 2012. And I do really appreciate the freedom that comes with drawing digitally. It's like being able to take your canvas and your studio with you wherever you go. A lot of the art that I make, not only does it touch on themes of being queer, it also talks or shows visual imagery for me of what my disability looks like. A lot of difficulty understanding facial expressions. So it felt like sometimes when I'm drawing a face or a figure or a body, I'm trying to put into the world the faces and the figures and the emotions that I'm having a really hard time reading or understanding. When I met my partner, they asked me why I didn't have anything printed of it. And I had never even considered that someone would want to own a piece of my art. And they convinced me that year that I should be selling my prints. I kind of expanded what I was anticipating to be just a small, like a fine art business into different types of products like stickers and toques and shirts and tote bags. And the following year, we attended our first Pride Market together. It just blew up and people really seemed to connect with the art that I was making. I really hope that the people in my community who see my art feel heard or seen themselves, especially when it comes to some of the things that relate more to queerness, as well as being disabled. And I hope they're able to recognize and see the similarities and the likenesses between us. All of my toques have different pronouns on them. And getting to see a queer kid's face light up when they get to see that representation. And now when they get to go home and put that toque on, no one can misgender them. It means so much to me.